Behold my ultimate weapon. Ah! Ha! This isn't a rocket launcher. Ah. You know, I really do need to invest in better weaponry.
Hi there, JWR here, and I'm about to hit something that you don't want me to touch on. Agendas. Now, I know there's like the whole Zoe Quinn thing, and I don't care. I know Denise Sarkeesian has her own agenda. Don't care. Already covered that shit. No, what I mean is agendas that are a little less blunt. And for my example, we are going to self-fulfilling. Yeah, I'm coming back to this. Who here remembers my rant about Brian Griffin being dead and me not giving a shit? Because it's true, I don't give a shit. And like I claimed in the video, and like I put in the description, it's not that, oh, he died, that upset me. I wasn't even upset by that. It upset me that everyone else got upset. The death of a cartoon dog is far more important than the death of everyone else. How do I know this? Leonard Nimoy recently died, and nowhere near the attention. Nowhere near the attention. Nowhere. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Nowhere. Nowhere. Nowhere near it. What I mean by this? You see all this wall behind me? That was like the attention about Brian Griffin dying, okay? Picture the wall behind me being the amount of shit and care that people had about Brian Griffin dying. Wanna know how much Leonard Nimoy got? Cut this in half. The death of a fictional character weighs a lot more weight right now than the death of a real life person. And you can't even remotely tell me that's not true. I can tell you there was a sports star that died pretty recently. I could tell you there was a couple other actors that died pretty recently. And coverage that they got? Virtually none compared to when Brian Griffin got killed. Which goes back to agendas. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, I'm a little upset that Leonard Nimoy died, but again, I didn't know him personally, so I can be only upset to a certain degree. I feel sorry for his family. I feel sorry for his friends. I do. Godspeed. But I personally didn't know. And I said that about a couple other people too. I'm upset they're gone, but I didn't personally know the guy. That said, we move on to agendas, and the reason I wanted to bring up the whole Brian Griffin death versus everyone else is because this shows the range of how much people know of it. When we're talking about subconscious agendas, we're going to talk about subconscious agendas. We got American Dad and we got Family Guy. Yeah, I know he's got the Cleveland Show too, but I know if I end up watching it, it's going to have more weight to my argument, and people don't want me to have more weight to this. Trust me, I don't even want to have more weight to this. In both shows, I can tell you a couple things. One, bestiality is not a thing. No, sorry, it isn't. I don't know if they're trying to make this just a joke or something, but it's not. In the show, it's not. It really isn't. Well, Double R, that's not true. Really? 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 Okay. It's not a thing? Okay. Alright. You know what? You want it to, okay. Alright. American Dad, we got a koala. Reggie. Okay? Man put in man's brain, koala's body. Reggie. Koala. 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 Still wants to hit humans because it's a man brain in a koala body. But if he hits that, he's a koala. He is a koala. Now I know you guys are thinking, oh, that's just a gag. It's just Reggie. You know, it's a black guy's brain in a koala body. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Think you can dodge a bullet like that, huh? You think you can dodge a bullet? Okay. Dodge right into fucking Brian fucking Griffin from Family Guy. Point, set, match, me. Why? Brian has slept with so many human females. And dogs. I win. Have a good day. Bestiality is not a thing in that show continuity. Sorry. It's not a thing because Brian Griffin, key player in it. He wants a human-female relationship with him, and he's a dog. In fact, people were arguing that folks were upset because that's America's dog. There's an episode where Brian Griffin got in trouble and he started trying to do a speech. And even the judge says, why the fuck are we listening to him? He's a dog! So you cannot come back and tell me that bestiality is not a thing. Hell, if you think I'm out of my mind, there's an episode where Stewie brings in all of Brian's exes. One's a dog. Everything else there was a female, human. Well, except for Ida, that used to be a guy, and transgender. I guess he's a girl now. I'm not sure how that actually works. Apparently, it's a girl. I don't know. No, wait, he had a surgery, so he's post-op. Yeah, he's post-op. He's covered. She's covered. She. Ida's a she. Now, case in point. All Brian's relationships were with human females, except for maybe one or two, which was with a dog. There was an episode where Stewie and Brian were jumping between realities. And same thing. He had issues with both humans and dogs. Bestiality. Done. I win. Sorry. I win that one. 1 point me. So we move on to the next agenda. Gay. I'm sorry, he actually pushed this one properly. Main cast member, Roger, Stewie. Well, they're not gay, they're bisexual. And then when you see gay couples in those shows, it's not that bad, is it? Well, that wasn't the point. That was the point. 2 points. Me. Next item. And this one's just going to be a doozy. Like the bestiality thing, I hit that hard. I hit that issue so hard it probably broke into 13 different pieces and I'm still smashing them. But, incest. Oh, both shows have it. Both shows have it. They do. In American Dad, it has a level of incest. I say a level because Steve doesn't push that far. Fortunately. Well, there's a couple episodes about that. One episode, Roger convinces Steve that he was adopted. Of course, at this time, Stan was doing his thing and Francine was doing her thing. But Roger took advantage of the situation, kind of convinced Steve that he was adopted. Yeah, Stan was temporarily paralyzed. Well, paralyzed because he got shot. Long story. Steve comes downstairs, sees Stan. Stan's like, hey, sport, how you doing? And all that bullshit. And Steve's like, fuck you. Drops a bookshelf on him. Then he grabs Haley and goes, well, since we're not really related anyway, kisses her and then takes off. Of course, Roger just kind of sits there and is like, everything from here on is just icing. I win. And yes, that was made off as a joke. However, when Smiths went on vacation, there's this part where Steve befriends a native. Something about the accent that Steve just couldn't argue with. But they wind up getting to a nude beach. And the guy's like, look, we got here. Just like I said we would. So he kind of goes, hey, what about that? What about her? And he hands Steve the binoculars, and Steve's like, okay. And he looks at the binoculars like, oh, that's my sister, man. That's my sister. And the guy's like, really? Let me see. Yeah, hold on. Dude, let me see. Hold on. That's a little bit more forthwith, isn't it? Forthcoming? A little bit too much there? A little... Do I really have to go to the example of American Dad? Costume party. Everyone's wearing masks. Meg and Chris wound up in the closet together. Almost completely butt-ass naked. And they overall didn't have a problem with that. Agendas, people! Agendas! Focus! Agendas! Bad. Well, not all of them, but... But I point this out because people will sit here and defend characters on the show like, oh, it's just a joke, it's just a joke. It's like, yeah, but when certain jokes keep reappearing, you start to wonder. No, I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying. Sorry, I'm doing it. I'm waiting for y'all to argue. Go ahead. Argue all you want. You have fun in the comments. I don't give a shit. You can argue it wherever you want to argue. And I'm telling you, it's an agenda. And even if you don't think that's an agenda, even if you think, oh no, they're just jokes. Like I said, there's only so many times you can joke with something, about something, before habits start forming. Because that's not the only time Chris and Meg have that issue. That's not the only time incest is brought up. Hell, there's one time where Stewie ends up using his little time machine thing. He's like, I found the perfect girl. It's a perfect girl. And it's a baby girl. It is. It's a baby girl. Like, I found a perfect girl. And he kissed her. He's all happy and everything. And then Carter Pewterspit comes by and goes, okay, Lois, let's go. Come on. Yeah. The person that Stewie pledged his life to kill, which happens to be his mother, fortunately that's not a thing that he's trying to push yet, just so happened to be the perfect girl that Stewie wants. And then after the fact, he's like, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, yeah, ooh, oh, God, oh. And he actually had a proper reaction to it. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So some people are going to sit there and go, see, that's not pushing the agenda. No, that's pushing a generational agenda. he kind of realized no. But it does not negate the brother-sister thing. It just negates the mother-son thing. Of course, she wasn't. She was like lower. You get the idea. Kind of weird for Stewie. I feel bad for him. Even Brian kind of jokes. He's like, hey, you kiss your mother with that mouth? Yeah, proper reaction. Proper reaction on that one. But like I said, watch a few shows from your favorite writer or whatever and see if you can find patterns. Because most of the time you will find patterns. You will find them. And you'll see that that might be the agenda they're trying to push, or it might not. You don't know. But, like I said, topics can only come up so many times before somebody starts throwing the cards out there and saying, hey, there's an issue here. Small issue, but there's an issue. Have fun with that.